Agreed Nothing episode. Welcome to the another episode of Agreed Nothing. Welcome to the episode of Nothing Agreed. Back again. I had to triple take.
Welcome to another episode of Nothing Agreed.
Way, he done the intro. Ole, 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 ole. You done it.
Apologize for that nonsense. Utter gibberish.
We are back. I don't want to talk about this week whatsoever. Not because of, Go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say?
It's not because I'm lazy or because I'm bored. It's because of my
It's
utter
because of his team.
Exactly.
They got shit on. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty boring. I don't get to talk about my team.
Thank God.
We can still talk about them though if we want to. So, this is why the Eagles are gonna go to the Super Bowl. Let me lay it out.
Divisional loss.
No, we don't have time for that. Man, no, that's not happening. Eagles Lions NFC Championship. It's gonna feed families.
No, it won't.
Oh yes, it will.
You're getting smoked that game,
We
too.
are? Yeah, that's crazy, bud.
Yeah, Darius Slay using his 6 Pro Bowls to stop Jameson
Dari-
Williams. Boom.
Darius Slay isn't gonna touch the field by that point of the season. He's been replaced.
Did you see Quinyon Mitchell's whole Guantanamo Bay
Guantanamo
got
Bay.
debunked?
What happened?
Bro, the final drive against the Falcons, Darnell Mooney head topped him 3 times.
I have to see that. Could be.
Now,
could
was
be-
one of them zone coverage for 30 yards? Yes, but was it his zone? Yes.
again? Could be fake stats.
Cook that fraud.
Again, he's.
Jared versus
You guys have to remember he is still coping after his Falcons played this week.
right,
So we'll get to that. Guantanamo Bay, we're standing strong. Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Somehow the Eagles haven't played in the last 3 days, and yet we're still talking about them.
It's actually crazy because if he actually knew how to catch the football and had interceptions, he'd probably be the favorite. But he has no
Clearly,
interceptions.
that doesn't matter. So
Yeah, Gerard Verse not that impressive. I've seen
Jared.
rookies do better. Whatever. Let's move in. Let's jump into it. All right. Too much of an intro.
speaking of jumping, we got the Packers who jumped the line and blocked the field goal to stop the Bears.
Yes, we did.
11 straight victories for the Pack for the na.
The Pack is back.
Go Pack, go. I feel like the Packers 7-3 is one of the weirdest records because I feel like they could be 5-5 at the same time. But they're showing off their willingness to win. Christian Watson pulled up with 150 yards off 4 catches, especially that diving catch in the fourth quarter to lead to touchdown drive. Jordan Love only threw 17 times. This team ran the ball a lot. Smash mouth football. Caleb Williams comes down against Washington, leads a drive to get the job done, loses to a Hail Mary. Caleb Williams comes down, drives down, gets the job done, only for the kick to be blocked. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you go from 6-4 to 4-6.
Yeah. I mean, kind of like the Chiefs last week. I mean, don't really know what to say. That's a game the Bears should have won, but they
Should have
didn't.
won it, but they did not.
Packers, a little sloppy game. Like you said, this is a team that should also probably be 5-5. And if we're being honest, probably might not be that good. They give them credit. Their run game has been phenomenal this year. As a Josh Jacobs fantasy owner, cannot complain. But they had that time where Jordan Love missed. Malik Willis, he held it down though. Shout out Malik Willis. Give him his
both
credit.
games as a starter.
Yeah. Jordan Love had a little turnover problem, but other than that, yeah, it's just the thing about the Packers for me is how is this team gonna look and hold up come playoff time? Because right now, yeah, they're pretty good, and they're in probably the hardest division in football right now as well, holding their own. I'd say they're the second best team in that division, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how they come playoff time. But stay in the NFC North. Let's do this one quick. The Lions dominated the Jaguars.
Next. I mean, it's what we expected,
yeah,
at least, right?
52-6 with Mac Jones.
14-point spread. Took them to cover.
Yeah.
They easily covered.
Trade Trevor Lawrence.
400 yards for Goff. I think Montgomery had 2 rushing. Yeah, he did. I know Gibbs had a rushing touchdown. I think Brock Wright caught a touchdown.
Jameson
Amon-Ra caught
Williams had a
2.
big
Jameson
one.
Williams had a big touchdown catch. So, yeah, Lions get the job done at home.
Vikings Titans.
99-yard touchdown pass, I think, by the way.
Yeah, you're right.
By Will Levis to Westbrook. And
Vikings held on though.
yeah, Vikings held on. Cam Akers got to the end zone. That's why I was like, whoa, yeah, Cam Akers. Forgot about him.
Yeah, I think everyone did
Yeah, about that midseason trade. So
last year.
Sam Darnold getting the job done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he had the best of games whatsoever. Jordan Addison, free 3. Caught across the middle right there. But Vikings are literally they just get the wins. That's what they do. They just get the wins no matter what.
To kind of, again, I don't have their schedule in front of me, but again, good team, tough division. Like I said, I personally think the Packers are a better football team than the Vikings. I like Jordan Love more than I like Sam Darnold. One thing I can give the Vikings credit for, they have very good receivers. Justin Jefferson, like you said, Jordan Addison are 2 of the league's best. And that's a very scary tandem right there to have. So as long as they can keep scheming ways for them to get open, utilizing Aaron Jones and Cam Akers, like you said. And, I mean, Brian Flores has a decent defense. I mean, it's not insane, but it's pretty good.
Done its thing. Held the Jags. I know it's the Jags, but they held them to 7 points last week.
I mean,
Titans 13.
Yeah. I mean, this Jaguars team they've been losing a lot of games, but they've been losing close. I mean, they play good teams and they keep it close.
Well, not this week.
Not this week.
You played the Lions in Detroit, so
But
hard
yeah.
game right there. Let's move on though. Dolphins, Raiders. Raiders, we are officially going to be putting rookie quarterbacks in jersey swaps right now, as we all expected. But the Dolphins get a crucial win to keep their playoff hopes still hanging by a thread at 4-6. I think only 2 or 3 spots out. But I know the Denver Broncos are the last spot, 6-5, so they're going to need some help around the league.
Yeah, for the playoffs.
Yes.
I thought you meant in their division. I was about to say, hold on, buddy.
Bills are running away with it.
Yeah, no, that is.
But they're second in the division.
Oh, for the Dolphins. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Raiders. Yes. Time to start looking at college quarterbacks.
In my opinion, it's the Raiders. You got Brock Bowers, man. That's probably the best tight end in the league right now.
So are we gonna reunite him with his college quarterback?
Nope. Nope. Carson Beck was projected to be a top 5 pick. I don't think he's even projected near the first round now. So deservedly so.
No, he definitely doesn't deserve
maybe
that.
Cam Ward will probably go that way.
Oh.
Or Shadur Sanders every time the Raiders lose says thank you God.
Thank you God.
That was so sad that we did it at the same
I
time.
know. we just end it.
Thank you guys. Tua,
No.
almost 300 yards, 3
Yeah.
tutties. He loves that warm weather, man. And Jonnu Smith, big touchdown, big game for the tight end. Arthur Smith's toy right there for the Falcons. So shout out Jonnu Smith. Next.
Oh, before we move on, I do want to also shout out. Somehow the Giants lost the bye week. I know that's like not really a thing that's like possible in NFL football. I mean, kind of is, but not really. Not the way it is in college football. But yeah, Daniel Jones getting benched.
Is that a loss? It might be a win.
I personally think they should have started Drew Lock, but
I like Tommy DeVito starting.
I guess if you're trying to get the first overall pick, then it's not a bad strategy. Brian
Let the
Dable.
Italian stallion cook up, man.
Brian Dable is on the block. I think he's
On the block?
on
Nobody's trading for him.
I'm at the chopping block.
Yeah, bro's on the guillotine.
I know. I'll say this for later, but
Someone to love.
I was gonna say, who do you think out of right now? Which coach do you think is under the most heat?
A coach that's under the most heat, in my opinion, is Zach Taylor.
Okay, I don't hate that.
Because
actually.
I don't want to say an obvious one, but Zach Taylor. I think if he doesn't come back for the playoffs, he gets fired.
Okay, well they're not going to the playoffs, so
There you go.
okay, that's fair.
I'm being honest though.
I am a little surprised why he is still there too. Same with Dable.
No, Dable's getting fired.
Yeah.
Eberflus is on the major hot seat.
Yeah.
Zach Taylor's on the hot seat.
Eberflus. Yes.
Yeah.
Said.
So. Doug Peterson should get fired today.
Yeah, I don't know why he hasn't been on.
Yeah, that's the hottest seat because he should be fired right now. My bad. Everyone, my bad. That's the hottest seat right now.
I don't understand. Is it because Trevor Lawrence is injured? Is that why?
Why what? They have 2 wins.
They haven't fired him? That's what I'm saying. I don't know why they haven't fired him already.
Their owner, I don't think wants to go through a mid-season change like that.
That's fair, but Yeah, that's a team that's screwed for a long.
Yeah,
long
Khan is a
time.
little bit of a
Yeah, it is
a
true.
person.
You are
so.
right.
He's
He's a
killing it, though.
character. Kyle Shanahan?
No, not even
No?
close.
Okay.
No. He should not get fired.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of 49ers fans saying it's time.
Do you know a backdoor person who could get not fired but has a lot of scrutiny?
If you're gonna say Nick Sirianni, no, okay.
Harbaugh, Ravens.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's a lot of I
Yeah.
don't think he will get fired, but that coaching is really bad over there.
Again, I think he's just in a Nick Sirianni situation, whereas he's bold, and when it doesn't work out, like they don't win games.
Yeah,
then
but at least Harbaugh I know has the ability to coach.
okay, buddy. But what I mean is what his coaching style's different. Like when when you win, people are gonna praise it and be excited and all that. But when you lose, that's why you're under so much scrutiny. But yeah, no, I mean, I think that's the same kind of thing going on in San Francisco right now. I'm starting to see a lot of 49ers fans that are fed up with Shanahan and his way of doing things and his inability to make adjustments. So
we'll see. I don't know if he gets fired though.
I don't think any of those three get fired, but yeah, it's just interesting to see how quickly fans start to call for a head coach's job when their team's struggling. Not even like imagine, like look at the Jaguars. They're week in week out
but
literal
they
dog
don't
shit.
deserve Doug. Doug Peterson doesn't deserve them, and that's saying something.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, that motherfucker's still walking around with a job. So
yeah. All right, let's move on. Rams Patriots.
yeah.
Drake May throws a game-losing interception on the drive, but it was a Matthew Stafford show. Puka Nakua show too. Cooper Kupp gets in the end zone on a touchdown. Puka Nakua, that was the Rams that the Los Angeles fans know and love. Right there, the passing attack getting it done. Get a much-needed win to keep their hopes alive and to keep them right up there in the playoff race and the division race, which is all 5-5, 5-5, 5-5, 6-4. So keeps them right in the division race, right in the playoff race. They're second in the division right now.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out the Rams, man.
Yeah. Saints Browns. We had the Taysom Hill
game.
I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but I picked Taysom Hill up for fantasy last week.
Did.
Very big week for me.
We also had very big weeks, both of us.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yes, both of us had very big fantasy weeks. Shout out Jared Goff. Shout out Breece Hall. Shout out T. Higgins.
Shout out Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I went against them and Amon-Ra St.
And
Brown
Josh Jacobs.
and still won by 50. Yeah,
and
but Saints got the job done in the Dome.
Scary Terry.
There you go.
Nick Chubb washed.
The Browns are just bad, man.
Yeah.
That line's bad.
But
the team is bad. But
Nick Chubb was a top 3, top 1 running back in this league before he got injured.
He's coming off that major knee injury. It might be time to slow him down.
What I saw last Sunday, he's not a top 50 running back in this league. But yeah, I think he's got his bag, he's got his money, he's got his name. I think it's time to hang it up for Nick Chubb.
All right, we'll see. He'll get some money somewhere.
Oh, God. No.
Colts, Jets.
Oh, God.
Jets, Jets.
It's like the weekly circus at this point.
Colts win the game. They should. They're underdogs. Should have taken them.
Shocker.
Anthony Richardson throws above 50%, 20 to 30, 66.7%, 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown to Josh Downs, 1 passing touchdown.
But not only that, he looked very competent in the clutch.
He looked decent. He looked good.
Very
competent. But
competent.
let's take it with a grain of salt. He played the Jets defense, which has been very shocking since Robert Saleh got fired.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but I thought they played very well this game.
I was going to say that too. I thought they played well as well. Breece Hall had a little bit of a show. But other than that,
the
offense got the job done when they needed to. And the defense,
Colts.
yes, and the defense stepped up big in the first quarter and then shut down after that. So
it just goes back down to, it's the Jets. They're beaten at every aspect of their franchise. They have it's over. Yeah, if you're a Jets fan, it's sad because you're gonna be poverty for the next 10 years.
Yeah, honestly. All right, let's move to our last 1:00 game. The Ravens and the Steelers. 2-point win for the Steelers, stopping Lamar Jackson's run on the 2-point conversion. The Devil Magic continues. Might be stronger than the Chiefs now. 2 games with no touchdowns, 2-0 in those. Boswell had him in fantasy. Had me a day as well.
See,
this was Devil Magic. Derrick Henry fumbles for the first time in like 2 years.
that was crazy.
Zay Flowers takes one right off the face mask.
Chest.
Yeah, like the saddest stuff I've ever seen, man.
Well, okay, the Derrick Henry fumble you can't really say, but like we've seen the Ravens receivers and secondary really struggle with catching the ball this season. So
catching drills all over.
Yeah, I'm not saying that drop by Zay Flowers is like excused. Like that is a ball as a receiver of his caliber. That has got to be caught and falling to the ground for a catch. But to say that he magically dropped a pass, they've been dropping passes all year. That's been a thing for the Ravens.
Let me say this as well. This is why guys like Tyler Lockett can be so valuable to a team
because he just catches.
Because he just has great hands and he just gets down.
I mean, yeah, every team needs a guy like that.
Exactly.
You need a possession. You need a possession receiver because that's how you throw those tight windows. They get the ball and they get in. They get down. They don't do anything stupid, and those are that's why Tyler Lockett was so beneficial to his quarterbacks all those years.
All right, let's move to the 4:25 unless you want to keep going about the 1 o'clock.
I was just gonna say we talked about Harbaugh coaching woes, but why was Derrick Henry not in on that 2-point conversion?
I said the same thing.
Yeah, so
I don't think you're running the ball, but maybe a play action with Derrick Henry is so much better.
Even if he's picking up a block, that's a really good pass rush. It is Derrick. He needed to be in.
So first of all, they had the 2-point conversion that was called a timeout on it, and they said it maybe looked like a jump pass but Lamar was taking it, right?
No, I watched it.
Yeah, and I was like, that should not be the play call. I don't want my quarterback running the 3 yards here.
I'm not
against this defense. Who Lamar, by the way, what you're about to say, I'm not mad at it maybe because Lamar is fast and has the legs. But this entire game, Lamar was getting contained.
No, my thing is, I don't mind the rollout, but
I do.
You have to still be looking to throw the ball.
Yeah,
that's the problem. If you roll out, you're basically saying you're not basically saying anything. Once you roll out, you're giving up half of the field. So if you're throwing the ball or if you're rolling out, you're either you're hitting someone who's moving to that side of the field wide open, or if nothing's open, then you've got to find that hole. Now, I get why you want to roll out because it gives the quarterback more time to move and look for an open guy that's setting up the pass, whereas if you stay in the pocket, then you probably won't have as much time to throw, but you have a better position to run out of the pocket. So it just goes down to the analytics and what to do in each scenario, but again, I just think he should have thrown the ball. I don't know why he tried to run it from the rollout because you just have no room to go. You got to hit the sideline and get upfield. You just basically got to get around a guy. Whereas if you're in the pocket, you can run opposite from the defender and just get out of there.
All right, let's move on to the 4 o'clock games. Falcons-Broncos. This was a game where the Broncos dominated both sides of the ball.
Yep.
Receivers got open very easily for the Broncos.
Yep.
Kirk Cousins couldn't find a rhythm. It was a lot of long third downs for the Falcons. Bo Nix looked like a franchise quarterback for 15 years, man. He looked really good. That arm looked good. He got outside, he was 28 of 33, only missing 5 passes.
Yep.
I know you're probably looking for a mad reaction, but I mean, this team is definitely one of those teams where you don't know what you're going to get. Either you're going to get something really good or you're going to get something really bad.
I was just happy you weren't here watching it because you would have been so sad.
I was so angry.
My takeaway. Actually, before I do that, shout out Broncos. There's only 3 teams. This is before last week, so this might have changed. But before this last slate of games happened, there were 3 teams in the league that were that had a top 10 offense and defense in the league.
Yeah, I'm
not
surprised.
Those 3? Denver Broncos, Los Angeles Chargers, and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
All right. After this week's performance, Bo Nix is, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many others, has entered that offensive rookie of the
He's
year
entered
award.
it. He's still plus 350.
Yeah, but he
he's
has
entered.
entered that conversation.
He's put his name on the ballot. He might be a third party candidate, but
He might be the second at this point. I'd have him over Caleb Williams.
yeah, he's second. He is second.
He's
What I'm
second.
saying is his odds are outside looking in right now. Of course.
I mean, Jaden Daniels had a rough game this week. Granted, he had a touchdown, came in garbage time, played a very good defense. Again, I'm throwing it all out there.
Okay.
But yeah, he did not. But Jaden Daniels did not. This is probably, I think, for a lot of people, this is what most people are saying. This is the first game this season Jaden Daniels looks like a rookie, which is a good thing to say about a rookie campaign. If you're at week 11 saying this is the first.
The Giants game, I don't think he was like too stellar. If I
That's
don't
fine.
remember,
You could say that.
No, he had 226.
Okay.
Never mind. That's not
But
bad.
for most people, they're saying this is the first game where he starts to look like a rookie, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, Bo Nix has looked like a rookie most of this season, but Bo Nix just had an elite quarterback performance against. I mean, I like to say the Falcons are good. They have a good secondary.
We have good safeties.
Your corners are fine. Your
No.
linebackers are fine. I know your
No.
D line's not the best.
Horrible. Our linebackers are mid. Our corners get cooked.
Yeah.
Our D line is ass.
I know the D line's bad, but
The worst in the league.
yeah, I mean, but still, 38-6. That's a whomping. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they say like one game doesn't define us. It's like, yeah, we've said that after every loss.
Yeah,
dog.
but what
We're
did I
6 and
tell you
5.
about the Kirk Cousins curse?
You were right, man.
Cannot be too far below 500.
Hate my life. Here's why I think Jaden Daniels is going to win it for about 3 seconds. We'll move on. He's not really good against good teams, right? He's got the Cowboys twice.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's got the Titans, the Saints, and the Falcons secondary. The only hard team he plays is the Eagles. At home, too.
And I don't know if we'll be playing starters at that point.
No, you definitely will.
What week is it?
16. So that's the third to last game. You definitely will be playing starters.
Yeah,
You're
they'd have to.
You're going to try to go for the 1 seed.
Yeah,
Or maybe the division still.
They have to take a dive. Yeah.
Because they can win these next 3 games.
Well, if they lose 2 of those next 3, then they will not see our starters.
Correct.
But
Now,
yeah,
you still will see your starters for the 1 seed possibility.
maybe.
Definitely.
Yeah, never mind.
But you still have to play. You got the Ravens upcoming.
Yeah,
You got
that's
the
true.
Rams upcoming, which don't sleep on the Rams. The Steelers, devil magic against y'all.
I'm okay. Steelers
and the
games.
Commanders.
Steelers games at home. I'm okay with that.
Devil magic's calling. Ring, do you hear me calling?
Yeah, no, they ain't met Saquon Barkley.
Seahawks,
yet.
Niners. Geno Smith did not write back, though. Game-winning rushing touchdown. 221 yards, no touchdown passes, 1 pick. Not the Geno we like to see. Jackson Smith and Jigba, over 100 yards receiving. DK got open. I think he had around 60-something yards.
he had-
70
he had-
70 yards on 7
He had,
catches.
he had a pretty good game. Yeah.
Niners, man, struggling. I want to give shout out the Seahawks defense for this game right here. Shout out the Seahawks defense.
They were on lockdown.
Christian McCaffrey isn't blowing up like we thought he would to come back, but maybe he's getting the stride. But 49ers, man, they got a tough schedule. You're bottom of the division, too.
Yep.
Bottom division, tough schedule coming up.
Love to
The
see it.
panic alarm is sounding.
And I'm hitting it. It's over. I just wanted to point this out. I saw this. I forget who posted it, but I saw this really great video yesterday explaining how, and this is one, like I was saying earlier, how 49er fans are starting to get fed up with Kyle Shanahan and his inability to adjust. And they were pointing out how his philosophy with offensive line motion at the pre-snap, like allowing his quarterback to make certain adjustments for the offensive line based on the blitz or non-blitz that he's seeing from the defense.
Yeah, packages and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yep.
Now, this video was made by a 49ers fan, so my first reaction is, not knowing a lot about Kyle Shanahan and his tendency to do that, is that him not allowing Brock Purdy to make these calls, or is it Brock Purdy not knowing what he's looking at? So I don't know if it's one of those, but it basically highlights how, and this is the Chiefs did it first in the Super Bowl, how they send the pressure and they have a free rusher, basically forcing Purdy to always throw his hot route, which is Kyle Shanahan is famous for always including a hot route in his pass plays, almost every one in case of a blitz, instead of having extra pass pickup or
Yeah,
block
pass
pickup.
protection.
Yeah, pass protection. So, but they were highlighting how the Seahawks were doing a lot of that this weekend against them as well, and how like that. I think that one play on their final drive, how they were gonna try and lateral it when they threw it to Deebo Samuel, and he immediately got hit.
smoked.
Yeah, that was one of the plays they called out because they brought a free rusher off the edge from the cornerback, and Brock Purdy saw it, so he throws it to the hot route. And there's a guy right there where the hot route is to immediately get cut down, and that play goes nowhere. So
they got some tough games. We'll
they
see
do.
what happens.
But
Shanahan could be calling.
if NFL fans on TikTok are pointing out on film how exposed your offense is and how easy it is to shut it down, then you've got some problems. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, for me, they got Christian McCaffrey back. This was considered last year the best player in football, and they haven't done anything different. Their season's over.
We'll see. Definitely.
Brock Purdy's about to get that bag, and that team's about to blow up. So we'll see what happens with the 49ers. It's about to be an interesting next 5 years, but let's move on.
Let's move on
to the game of the week.
Chiefs, Bills. The Chiefs go down, no longer undefeated. The 72 Dolphins still remain. Josh Allen, man, had a really good game. Khalil Shakir got open a lot.
Yeah. Unsung hero.
Amari Cooper one-handed catch in the first quarter was beautiful. But other than that, it was a really good game.
Yeah.
First of all, let's be honest here. But Josh Allen has now throttled himself into leading back for the MVP. I'm going to say this right now. Of course, you're going to be rooting for the Eagles. I'll be rooting for the Falcons. But if either of our teams get eliminated in the playoffs, I would like to see the Bills win the Super Bowl. Bills or Lions?
I would say Lions.
But I would like to see the Bills win a Super Bowl because those are two franchises that are hungry for a Super Bowl right there.
Throw them in there too.
You don't want to say the name?
The Chargers.
There you go.
We just haven't talked about them yet. But.
We will. But they throttle themselves right back. I think are they second in the AFC?
Yeah, they should be.
They should be. I don't think there's any other team better than them.
The Steelers have the same record, but
they should be though. I think they have a better division record or better conference record.
Well, I think the Bills' 2 losses are in the AFC. The Steelers lost to the Cowboys. That's an NFC team. So
yeah, but they have a better, I think, winning percentage or something like that. No, they haven't had the bye week yet. The Bills. That's why.
Okay, that is
okay.
Why.
So yeah, they have a higher winning percentage right now. But the Buffalo Bills. Do you think they can get it done in the playoffs, though? That's the big question. Everyone's saying Josh Allen's good in the regular season, but when it comes to Mahomes in the playoffs, it's a different animal.
Yeah, I mean, I hate having to say this because everyone's going to talk about Tony Romo glazing Mahomes, but at the end of the game, when they were all sad and walking off, I mean, I know he was just, I don't know if he was trying to I don't know why he said it, but it was so right. Saying, don't worry, Chiefs fans, but this is probably better for your season than the more you think about it. Because if they went undefeated and then went to the playoffs, they probably would have just played normally. But now that they've had a taste of defeat, and that taste of defeat comes to who they're most likely going to have to go through, they're going to play with more of a chip on their shoulder. And then when I thought about that, I'm like, yeah, he's 1,000% right. So we'll have to wait and see what happens.
It's like when Kirby Smart was like, nobody picked us to win the SEC, and they're like the best team in the goddamn world.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, but I just felt like, I was like, why do you have to ruin the moment, Tony? Like, shut up. Let us
My
enjoy
favorite
it.
thing was when they were down 9, and he was like, he's still standing there.
God.
He's still.
I'm not comfortable, Jim. Not with 15 on the field. And I'm like, shut
the
fuck up, dude. They are
literally like, oh, I'm not comfortable with 15
teams
out there.
are too.
This game's never over. And then you know what they say? They said this on. We'll get to Sunday night, and we'll get there. But they were like,
Oh, about
we'll get it. No, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay, but first this one. They were like, he at 15 still standing there. I'm like, you have to get the onside kick. Well, Chiefs Devil Magic would get them out. You know, never mind. He's right. Chiefs Devil Magic. They'd score 9 points on the drive.
It's 2 out of 70 onside kicks this year.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move. Oh, I also back to onside kicks as well. The Ravens should have kicked an onside kick instead of booting it deep with 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
So stupid in my opinion.
Well, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Bengals Chargers.
Bengals Chargers. Chargers. J.K. Dobbins leaps into the end zone to finish off the game. And I texted AJ and exhale after the game finished because holy crap, the Bengals almost created one of the most improbable comebacks.
You should have been here watching it with him.
I wish I was, man. I was driving.
Scary.
Watching that thing.
Yeah, it was not good. He whole time he's like, "Yeah, this is Chargers Jags all over."
Yeah,
again.
that's exactly what I was thinking. But first half, Herbert was slinging the pigskin.
Yep.
Quentin Johnston touchdown. He was slinging that pigskin. Will Dissly touchdown. They went into the halftime 24-6. And then Joe Burrow, man, he came out. Jamar Chase. Two big touchdowns. T. Higgins over the top. He was slinging the ball. He was throwing it. Coley McCulkin home alone too. That man had other people home. Right him in the wide receiver position.
But you know who couldn't hit it home?
Evan McPherson. Couldn't put it in between the two uprights. And ladies and gentlemen, that is why you don't draft a kicker right there. If you get the reference, you get the reference.
They paid him too. I think that's the main thing.
Do you get the reference?
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the real problem is they actually paid that idiot like real money.
He was greening out when like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's rookie season. You know what his percentage has been ever since his rookie season?
Wingo band for a band.
Not good.
That's not a percentage number, actually.
I know it's not a real number, but I'm pretty sure it's below league average.
Yeah.
So that's not good.
But this was not the Chargers game that they were expecting when it was 24-6.
Well, they almost charged it.
They almost charged it, which is normal of them. However, they haven't conceded 20 points until now, and your offense scored 34.
The Jim Harbaugh effect is real.
Yeah.
They're feeling Jimmy over there in LA.
Throw it on a dime. Anyways, well, two things I will say is they scored the touchdown, and then they're like, one timeout with 18 seconds left.
Don't I'd go down.
No, it was like, well, remember Patrick Mahomes did this with 13 seconds.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about. There was another instance
Was it the Herbert
during
run?
the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like, "There's not a lot of quarterbacks that can do that."
I just see the field like
Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, and then just left it there.
No, but the worst was when they're down. It was 18 seconds left, one timeout, and Chris Collinsworth like, Patrick Mahomes did this with 13 seconds. Don't count out Joe Burrow. And I'm like, bro, he had 3 timeouts, and he had to kick a field goal. Like, this is completely different.
He's just
like
dragging it.
Yeah, of course he's dragging it.
He's just dragging it. Yeah.
But Joe Burrow was locked in, man. Second half.
He was.
He was locked in.
Not enough.
It wasn't
though.
enough, and the Bengals go down to 9% chance of making the playoffs.
Why are we still telling them like they're going to? Their season is. I've been saying this for the past 4 weeks. Their season is over. And this game should solidify that.
Firing Zach Taylor?
I would have fired him 3 weeks ago.
No,
he's terrible.
You got to finish out the year.
No, he's awful. It's actually abysmal.
Go ban for
They have, you know, the stat leaders thing, right? They have Joe Burrow leads the league in passing yards, passing touchdowns. Jamar Chase leads the league in receptions, receiving yards, receiving touchdowns, and Trey Hendrickson leads the league in sacks. And they are 3-9.
Well, too bad. 4-7.
Oh.
But too bad.
Who cares? They
too
suck.
bad the games aren't decided by who leads the stats and who actually scores more points.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, no. If I'm the Bengals, I'm. God, yeah, I don't even know where to start.
Ring. Do you hear Bill Belichick call?
I honestly, because you're about to you got to either pay Higgins or Chase, and we were talking about this pre-show. Brooks made a good point. T. Higgins makes pretty similar money, so I would keep Jamar Chase.
Because, like, you were saying, well, I'm not going to pay Jamar Chase that money.
Well,
all due respect, that is, I can see why anybody says that.
So my thinking was, if you can find a way to keep T. Higgins for a contract that's like $20 million less a season than Jamar Chase, then I would do that 1,000%.
I know he's on the
salary cap or
the
franchise
tag right now.
Yeah, so they have to get re-signed this season.
So they're making $21 million right now on the franchise.
So
tag.
they basically have to choose whether they want Jamar Chase or T. Higgins, because with Joe Burrow's franchise, unless they just want to say fuck it and say we're not going to have a defense for the next 7 years, but
yeah,
they're going to have to choose one or the other.
So he's currently the 19th highest paid receiver in the league off that franchise tag.
Well, he's gonna warrant more, but
Okay.
it's
He's gonna shoot. I'm telling you, he's gonna shoot towards Brandon Ayuk money, towards Amon-Ra St. Brown money.
so
He's
that's
gonna be a top 5 paid wide receiver.
So yeah, that's my thing. Because obviously Jamar Chase, wherever he goes, will have the highest receiver contract after this season.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yes, but my theory was if you let Jamar Chase walk to another team and you can re-sign T. Higgins on a contract that he's making like $20 million less than Jamar Chase a year,
That won't happen.
I
though.
know that won't happen, but I would do that 1,000%.
I think a team is gonna get a steal
I don't
for
even care about the talent disparity. I think T. Higgins is decent enough to pick up slack from Jamar Chase being absent.
I mean, it's
but
gonna be
that kind of money going into just that offense is insane.
Jamar's gonna get, I think, $39 million a year.
Yeah,
39 or 40 million a year. T. Higgins is making 21. He's gonna look at, am I better than Jalen Waddle? Probably.
21.
28 million a year. Am I better than Brandon Ayuk? Yeah. I'm gonna make that money. He's gonna make that money right here. I think he'll slot right between either AJ Brown and Amon-Ra or AJ Brown and CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, he's gonna ask for a bag, and
that's the thing. The Bengals cannot be up here with how much they're already paying.
they can with Jamar. I
roster.
think they can with Jamar Chase.
But not with T. Higgins. I'm
Yeah.
saying you cannot be up here on this list with 2 receivers on your team in the top 3.
Exactly. So, one more thing before we probably move on to Monday night, which I don't even want to talk about that much. It's the same thing.
Oh yeah, no, we won't talk about much. Texans are good.
So,
That's it.
with Monday Night Football, with the contracts, T. Higgins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether you like it or not, is a free agent, right?
Yeah.
Which means that he can field offers from other teams. Another team is going to go out there and get him for this money.
Oh no, I'm 1,000% no. I'm saying
Exactly.
if I'm the Bengals, I'm not paying both of them that much money because you're already giving Joe Burrow a ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Hendrickson, I don't think he's under contract. I think he's got 1 or 2 years left on his current deal. But when he becomes a free agent, he's going to warrant a lot of money. They already stupidly gave their kicker more money than they probably should have. Again, this is why they cut Joe Mixon, was to avoid all this salary cap coming down on them. But if you want to keep a good offensive line to protect Joe Burrow, you need money, and you just can't be this wrapped up in offensive weapons money-wise if you want to still have a competitive team. Like, I know this is going to, I'm an Eagles fan, but that's the team I pay the most to. Go back to the receivers list in terms of salary-wise.
All right, bet. There's Smitty and there's A.J.
Right.
Brown.
But you see A.J. Brown's 3rd. Devontae Smith's down here
11.
11.
That's still high.
That's pretty high. Two very talented receivers.
Mm-hmm.
I would say best duo in the league. I know other people out there would say that as well, but there's other options. The difference between 3 and 11 and 1 and 3 is significant. That's like 2 defensive role players right there that you could be paying instead.
We'll see what happens, man.
And again, the other difference with the Eagles is there's not a lot of money going out on the defense right now because a lot of those guys are on rookie
Jamar
contracts.
currently makes $7.7 million a year.
Yeah, it's his
That
rookie
means,
contract.
I know. I'm just saying, just for the numbers. That means he's going to jump up to here. He's going to get about a $33 million increase per year, in my opinion. That's pretty bad. So we'll see what happens with those teams. But in terms of 2025 cap space, they can afford it. They're sitting at $65 million cap.
I know they can afford it, but the problem is you got to look later down the line. Then what can you afford? Because
Correct.
next season, more holes are going to pop up because this team is getting older, at least defensively. I mean, that's why they had to let go of Jesse Bates too. I mean, they knew this was coming up, and I know most people in that front office want to keep T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, but someone needs to look at the bigger picture in there and be like, guys, I know we want this for our fans, but if we want to have a competitive team for the next few years to come, we've got to pick one. And if the contracts are going to be near the same in value, then I would take Jamar Chase. But if you can get T. Higgins at a cheaper deal, I'm taking T. Higgins.
Here's also a reason
But
why.
let me say this
Go ahead.
again. I don't want to. This was also a decision that needed to be made before this year's
Yeah.
trade deadline because, to me, not trading either one of them makes me think they're going to try and re-sign both of them, and that's just not a good sign for years to come because their defense in like 2 years will probably be bottom 5.
Well, does
It's
Jamar
already bottom 5, so just imagine how when they have to pay the good players on there.
Is he got 2 years left or 1 year left?
Jamar Chase?
Yeah.
1 year.
I thought he had 1 year.
Yeah,
But
he
he's
gets
not.
paid this season, off season.
He is not popping up in the free agents though. Interesting.
Probably because the Bengals have restrictions to re-sign him first.
Probably you're right. Whatever. Well, no, there's restricted free agents here.
Oh.
Anyways,
Is it in his draft class?
no, it just matters who's about to be a free agent. It's like T. Higgins is here, but I can't find Jamar
Well, I know,
Chase.
but I'm saying, like, are there other players from his draft class that are free agents?
It just depends what deals you sign. That's all. It doesn't matter.
Most first-rounders signed a 5-year.
Or a 4-year with an option. Yeah.
I guess it is the 4-year with the option. You're
But
right.
here's another reason that T. Higgins get a lot of money. 25. Right?
Oh, I know he's young.
There's the other guys that are free agents that are good free agents are Stephon Diggs, who's coming off the injury, right?
Yeah.
31. Right? Keenan Allen's 32. Amari Cooper's 30, pushing 31. Godwin's going to be 29. Deontay Johnson, 28, right? He's gonna get the bag.
No, I know he will.
So
I know he will, but to me, re-signing both of them just doesn't seem smart for
All right.
that much money.
let's move now
Yeah, we've
to the Texans and Cowboys.
and then we got to do Thursday night.
Yeah. Texans Cowboys, 34-10.
Womp womp.
Womp womp womp.
Cowboys
The
season's
sky
over.
the sky is literally falling for the Cowboys.
Yep.
Um,
You know what timing it is for them?
let's hear it. Throw it on a dime,
Let's go.
like it's perfect time.
Shedeur Sanders is coming to the D to save him.
I don't think he will,
I
but
don't know. Well, we all know the speculation. Stephen A. Smith likes to run his mouth. If you're familiar with
we don't
ESPN.
listen. We don't listen to them.
I do. I love Stephen A. Smith.
No, we can listen to them. We don't take it seriously.
He's been advocating for
New York Giants.
That would be so much
Shedeur
better,
Sanders.
honestly. But he has been advocating for both Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders to somehow find both of them, make both their ways to the Dallas Cowboys. So you know how that goes. Just speculation for now. Deion Sanders probably won't go to the NFL, but we'll see where Shedeur goes. Giants would be interesting. I think they get him or Cam Ward. But yeah, there are Cowboys. There are delusional Cowboys fans out there that think that whatever first round pick they have in Dak Prescott is going to be worth the first overall pick. So
Yeah, that's
we'll see what happens off season. We got a lot of football to get to first. But yeah, it's a good year for football when Dallas fans are already talking about March and May. So, but
this one has the Panthers getting Shedeur Sanders, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Why is Carson Beck at 5?
Because he's a quarterback.
No, he's
Quarterbacks get drafted high up. Anyway,
a bum.
he's caught up in college football. Let's move on
I'm
to
caught up in the mock draft and from the team.
Steelers Browns Thursday night football this upcoming week. Brooks, who do you have?
Steelers by a touchdown or more. I don't think the Browns score 14 points.
It's an NFC North game.
So it's going to be rough and tough 'em.
Exactly. In prime time. Thursday night.
Thursday night in prime time. I
In-
hate that it says that.
In Cleveland.
That's not prime time. What happened to Titans Jags every Thursday night? Can we bring that back with the color rush?
In Cleveland. I like the Browns.
You want to put money on that?
How much?
For the Browns to win.
How much?
$20.
I don't have that much.
$10.
I don't have that much.
$5.
Okay.
All right. So Steelers, when I get $5, you get $5 Browns.
Yeah.
All right, bet.
Okay.
All right. There you go. So there's Shake was on camera too, ladies and gentlemen. There's no escape.
I'm talking about I crossed my fingers.
That's the stupidest shit I've heard, dog. You're a
I know.
man.
I'm not gonna do that.
6 teams on bye, man.
But yeah, no, I like that. I like the idea. I don't know. Did they do that in the past where they just every Thursday night game teams wore their throwback jerseys?
So they had the ones where they did the color rush.
I know. I like the idea for throwback Thursdays. So every Thursday game, teams wear their
Well,
throwbacks.
we wore our throwbacks on our Thursday game.
We didn't.
We did.
Ours is like,
y'all did not.
but ours is like a whole like spectacle. Like they do like events with that like the day before.
Like the Kelly Green.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Well,
But I like. But let's NFL. Let's do Throwback Thursday. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
maybe that brings
actually.
in more viewership.
I think that'd be so much fun if every team just wore their throwbacks for the Thursday night.
Can we? No, I think we should schedule I think every game should be flexed, right? And we should do Trash Can Thursday, where the worst freaking two teams are on the
but
schedule
you
plays Thursday.
You can't do that. I was thinking this too, but then I kind of realized you can't do that because you have a bunch of these poor colleges that use their NFL team stadiums because they don't want to build their own. So, and then there's
Yeah.
all of those concerts and other events like the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight, which was 100% rigged, by the way. You're an idiot if you believe otherwise.
Dude, I threw $100 on fucking Jake Paul. Freest money ever. My friend threw 20 on Mike Tyson. He's like, I had two friends that bet on Mike Tyson. One said, this is the only time I get to bet Mike Tyson ever in my life.
You know what?
And I said, you know what?
That's
Fair.
If you want to throw $3 on that,
He threw $20.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, that's a little too far.
that's a little much. But
Yeah.
if someone came up to me and said I threw $3 on Mike Tyson because this is the one time in my life I can bet on Mike Tyson,
That's fair.
I would say, good point. I'm not mad about that. But people actually, this is the last segment we're gonna do before we send it off. But
yeah.
people are actually getting upset that Mike Tyson didn't knock out Jake Paul.
Bro.
You have
People
to.
are
You have
so
to.
stupid,
There's
dude.
3 things you have to understand, right?
All right, I'm understanding it.
Number 1, they're friends. Like they have been on multiple podcasts, YouTube shows, online things together, laughing and chopping it up before, like years before this fight. Like these people do not hate each other. All right, so that's for starters. They like each other. So this is my speculation. I don't know if this is actually what happened. I don't think anyone ever will, but I think Jake Paul goes to Mike Tyson and says, "Hey, I'd like to fight you because you're Mike Tyson, and that's gonna make us both a lot of money. It's gonna have a lot of people talking about it because I'm fighting Mike Tyson,
Mhm.
and then if I win, I can say I beat Mike Tyson." And Mike Tyson's like, "Yeah, I'm almost 60. You're right. We're gonna make a ton of money from this, but I still want to keep my name. I'm Mike Tyson, one of the greatest fighters in the world. So I'll agree to do this fight and let you look good." And I'll hand you the torch and everything. We'll both make a ton of money, but you cannot embarrass me. You cannot knock me out. And I 1,000% believe that is the agreement because you can go back and watch that entire fight. Jake Paul was not trying to hurt him. And that's what he said. He said, I wasn't trying to hurt him, but he was pulling punches. He was not going as hard as he was when he was fighting people in the past. So this was all another show. Like I have a friend who paid money, bought a ticket, and went to the fight. Sat
crazy.
there and waited for those two to walk out the entire night just for that little show.
How much did you pay for it, do you know?
It was like $60.
It's not horrible, but it's
No,
not good.
at all. I mean, if you're there, I mean, you're buying all the food and drinks there, so it's not the best. But
You gotta drive, you gotta park.
I mean, he didn't have to drive or park, and he had a free place to stay.
Sounds like bro scammed the system.
I mean, I think he and his buddies know someone that lived in Dallas.
Nice.
But anyway,
Stupid.
yeah, no, the fight was completely rigged. Yeah, people that like Drake put like millions of dollars on Mike Tyson to win. I thought that was hilarious.
Johnny Bones Jones.
Yeah, because
Big
I
win.
just like, yeah, this is gonna be a Logan Floyd Mayweather fight all over again.
Obviously, I said that. And people were like,
Yeah.
"Bro, it's Mike Tyson. He's not gonna get knocked out." I'm like, "You're stupid."
I mean, yeah, you didn't get knocked out because that was probably the agreement. You can't knock me
Yeah.
out, like I said. But
Anyways,
that's all I have for today.
I think that will be all I have today. Thank you for watching the episode of Nothing Agree. This one's a little more normal than the intro. Thank you for watching, and peace.